Oh, I came in there a little early, but that's okay. Hey guys, thank you for being back and joining us again. Um, this week we are celebrating the Love Lives On Music Project, which we're gonna. If you joined us last night or caught some of last night, you'll know what it's about. But we are joined tonight by Sergeant Joshua Ashley's mother, Tammy, and let me bring her in here. Hi, Tammy. How are you?
I'm okay. Thank you for
Good.
doing this.
No, no, no. You're so welcome. I, the Love Lives On project is I love the Love Lives On project, but the whole when it was released around Labor Memorial Day, we had talked with a lot of the artists who helped bring these stories to life of your loved ones, and I have to be real honest. As much as I love all of them, this one, this one is. I mean, I have my box of Kleenexes. I mean, I barely made it through our promo, and I've heard the song so many times. But um, tell us about how you got involved with Love Lives On, and kind of what the project has done for you and your family.
I just received a phone call one day. I've been involved in TAPS. I've been to, they've honored Josh in numerous ways. From day one, TAPS was there for our
Right.
family. And through that, they've honored Josh through different things. And um, one day I received a phone call just saying, hey, we've got this project going on for an album, and we want to know if you guys are interested. And I will do whatever it takes down. I mean, that's what my life is about now, is making sure my son's never forgotten. So
Right.
TAPS, like I said, TAPS has been there for us since day one, and I don't know how we our story got picked. I'll be honest with you, I have no idea. I'm grateful to them and to all of you who continue to support this to get this out there.
Well, look, I don't know how anybody could listen to the album and not fall in love with all of these songs. And then when you start to hear each individual story of each one of these men and women who have sacrificed everything, literally the ultimate sacrifice for us, and these stories unfold. I don't know how anybody could not fall in love with them and want to know more. And for anybody that doesn't know, TAPS is um, tragedy. Hang on, yes, tragedy assistant. Am I getting this right? Assistance. Oh my gosh,
Program for
yes,
survivors.
tragedy assistant program for survivors. I don't know. I always struggle with that because I'm afraid I'm going to get it wrong. But and honestly, I mean, I have veterans in my family, and my significant other is a vet. I thankfully have not had to be in this position, um, but so many are, and I hope that everybody knows about these um, the programs that they do. And because I know we talked with Stephanie last night, Preston Brown's mom, um, and she was talking about how just one day she was having a bad day, and out of the blue she gets a text from Keely at TAPS, and how her whole day turned around. So that, it's not just for the moment that TAPS stays with you guys,
Yeah,
it's forever.
it is.
And that's amazing.
Yeah, and they are amazing. And I have just recently through this COVID, I have become a mentor too. So if a family does have a KIA, they will contact me. And I love the TAPS is just a wonderful nonprofit support for our families. They, like I said, they've been there since day one. Um, I can't even express the thankfulness and gratefulness that I have to them.
Well, and let's talk about Joshua. I see the painting behind you, which is, oh yeah, up that way, and then this one here, and then we also have is Sirius,
There,
correct?
there he
There he
is,
is.
there.
He's laying there sleeping, but he's with us. That's Hey, that's all I can ask for.
He's laying there in front of the dress blues that I have in a shadow box.
um, and those are, and the painting itself is gorgeous. Talk to us about, tell us about Josh.
Um, Josh was one of a kind. He was always a protector. He never wanted kids picked on. He was a leader. And unfortunately, when 9/11 happened, we had family that worked in the towers. My kids never forgot about it. My brother Todd, I remember him calling me. He says, "Have you been watching the TV?" I turned it on, and we knew my cousins and one of my cousins' wife was working in the building, and my kids saw it. Everything changed that day. Josh had never forgotten about that, and we were a very patriotic family. I have a brother that's still in the Navy, and he just never forgot about that and never talked about joining the military. But once he got into high school, senior year, he was like, "I'm joining the Marine Corps." And I'm like, "Oh, no, you're not." "Yes, I am." And no. And then he wanted his birth certificate and his social. I said, "I don't have any of that." So I made him apply for it all because I was like, I am not helping this boy going, because I knew we were in a wartime.
Right, right.
And he was determined. But he was everybody's best friend. He was just, he did the shirt off his back. He just always wanted to be a police officer too. So when he
Does he
joined,
come from, I mean, I don't want to interrupt you, but you all are a law enforcement family.
I'm retired. The boy's father still works for law enforcement. Jordan, who else helped write on this song, is also in law enforcement. Um, yeah, we are a line of law enforcement family and very proud supporters of the military.
Right, right. So it wasn't like law enforcement was something strange to him. So I'm sorry, please continue. I didn't want to leave that out though.
No,
You're
no, no. He So I told him. He said he was going to join the Marine Corps, and I says, "Well, the only way you're going to join is if you're going as a MP and Miller." And I went to his recruiter. The recruiter showed me he was going as a police officer, military police officer. Um, it was the hardest thing for me, but that was his heart. He was about love of country, serving and protecting always, even
yeah.
through school. I mean, with his friends and stuff. Like I said, the ones that were picked on, he was always. I can't even tell you how many kids have come to me and say, "Oh my gosh, you don't know what Josh did for me." Whenever on me, he stood up for
Oh.
me. And Josh just was one of kind. He was prom king, which he never told even the Marines he served with. He's embarrassed of that. I don't know, but he was just your all American kid in sports. He was the captain of the teams, whether it was hockey, water polo, whatever he was involved in. So
Yeah.
he was just one of a kind.
Well, and then can you tell us what happened? Because I mean, I don't want to dredge up too much memories, but it is part of the song, and not that me not talking about it with you is going to make those memories go away. I know, understand that, but um, so people can understand and especially know how much Sirius means to you too, to have him there with you.
Well, Josh, he was assigned in Okinawa, and he started on the job training in Okinawa with dog handling. That was what he wanted to do. And then he got a new duty. He was assigned to a new duty station, and he went there as an MP and went and applied to become a handler and got the job. Um, he was assigned Sirius. They worked together 8 to 9 months training. They were, from what I'm told, I don't know, the other Marines might say different, but I was told that out of the 30 that deployed, Sirius and Josh were the number one team.
Oh,
Um, they competed together and won different awards together through all their training for all those months.
yeah,
So when they went over there and deployed, I had actually met Sirius prior to the deployment. I flew to Camp Lejeune for a family get together, and Josh introduced me to him, and you could just see the love between them. Sirius would jump on his chest and just look at him and love on him, and you were like, "This is a big old bad Marine dog. He's a bite and a bomb dog," but you could see, I mean, the love between the two of them. So they deployed in May of 2012, and they actually arrived in Afghanistan on Josh's 23rd birthday. This was Josh's first deployment. He was so excited. He'd been wanting to do this because this is what he was trained for. He was the happiest he had ever been in the Marine Corps, being a handler. He had been on different missions, and I'll never forget the night before this mission. He called me, and he says, "I'm going on a mission tonight," and I says, "What is it like out there?" And he says, "Mom, I'm not going to tell you it's all butterfly and roses."
Right.
He goes, "It's a hot area," um, and then he said to me, he goes, "We're coming back early. I want you to set up a cruise for me, you and my brothers, so we can all do something when I come back." He goes, "I'll call you this time on Sunday." So within 24 hours, they went on that mission. I don't know how many hours later it was. They
Yeah.
went on the mission, and within 24 hours from that phone call, I got a call. I got a knock at my door
Yeah.
from the Marine Corps. And what had happened that night is they were out. He was assigned to Special Forces. They were out on in a hot area. Actually, one of his best friends had just been hit shortly before, in that same area, was stateside, and he survived. He's doing great now. He's still
Okay,
serving,
good.
but they were going through a hot area. They were the lead out of the Special Forces. Josh and Sirius was with MARSOC, which is the Marine Corps Special Forces, and behind them were the other Special Forces, like the Green Berets, the SEAL. All of them were coming to this area, and they came across. Um, it's hard. It's called a wadi. We don't call them here. It's like a creek. So as Americans, we don't. There was bridges, but we don't cross the bridges because our guys carry a lot of weight. And Josh was not only carrying what he needed to on a mission, he had
Right.
serious food and everything. So they don't go across the bridges. They let
Right.
the Afghanis that were working with them go across. Sirius cleared the area. Josh got Sirius, and after he cleared it and pushed it, kind of threw him over the wadi. And as Josh went over to be with Sirius on the other side, the plate to the IED was on the side, and Josh stepped on it, and the IED was underneath the water.
Oh, wow.
So they
Wow.
said, that night, plus it being underwater, not only a bomb being underwater, it was
Right.
windy that night, which would make the sense of a bomb not
Right.
normal. And then a lot of the
Right.
dogs don't smell the bombs that are underneath the water either. So,
Right.
um, and then I got the phone, or I always keep saying the phone call. I got the knock on the door, like you said.
Right. And I mean, it's, you know, we briefly were talking before. I don't know. I have a 22-year-old son, and I cannot fathom what you have gone through and your family has gone through, and his siblings and his dad and things. And because that is, obviously you didn't want him in harm's way to begin with, but um, for him to not be here has to be. I know why you do everything that you do, and to keep. I mean, I can, as a mom, can understand that, um, but and then just as a citizen of this country, I want to make sure that we always continue to support you all as well, whether it is having you on, or and you and I have become friends on Facebook, since since we talked to Andy about the song last time. And I know you just made a huge move from California to Arizona, and we were hoping Jordan would be able to join us tonight, but he's also, all of your family, you all are these amazing service people to all of us, because he's fighting the fires right now. And is that?
Yeah, he's an officer assigned to one of the fire camps, which our California inmates are firefighters, and he supervises the inmates. And right now the fires are really bad.
Yeah.
He's been on 24s and working doubles. He really wanted to be a part of this, but there was no. He's at the camp right now in the
Yeah.
barracks,
Yeah.
Or he's actually working right now. So yeah.
Right. So Jordan, I send our love to you, and we're so sorry you couldn't be here. However, Thank you for everything you're doing, and hopefully we'll talk to you all very soon too. Um, and then we're gonna have Andy join us here shortly, Andy Griggs. And when Andy and I talked before about the song, um, he was talking to me about how he had to stand up there and perform this at the listening party. And I mean, that's no pressure, right?
And right in front of Jordan and I. Yeah, he was
No
standing
pressure.
in front of us. Yeah, on the stage.
And had you all already given him the shirt by then? So,
I
so
made sure that I had went up to him before. I had brought a couple things for him, and that was our. We do fundraisers every year, and we donate everything made to nonprofits. We have a nonprofit that does help with serious medical bills. So lately, we've been donating most of our money to them. But I had brought that for Andy and our songwriters too, that helped us write the song, and gave that to him, and then he just put it on. I was like amazed, but we had never met him before. We had received a video of him, talking to me, to our family.
right.
Just touched our hearts. I was in tears the first time I saw him talk to us after he recorded the song.
I mean, and I told him this too. It is no secret. I am a huge Andy Griggs fan. Aside from the fact that as a human being, I adore him too. But I cannot imagine another voice singing this song. Like it just somehow, and I believe God puts everybody in your life for a reason. And I believe Andy was kind of meant for this song for your family. And so I'm so excited for him to join us too, because I love to watch these small reunions happen. And because I know how much he has said you all mean to him and how much he means to you all. And so is there a what are some of the can we check out some of the foundations and the is there a memorial foundation for Josh that does something or with these nonprofits? I want to make what my point is, and I'm kind of stumbling there. I want to make sure that we put up links to anything or make anybody aware of anywhere that they can donate to contribute to Sirius's health and or anything else that you all are supporting as well.
TAPS is one of them. They're a
Okay.
nonprofit, and definitely they have done so much for our family. So TAPS and their nonprofit, and Mission Canine Rescue is another one that that's they're the ones that pay all of Sirius's health or medical bills.
Yeah.
Um, since and he has people don't know, he cannot open his mouth. He has plates in his mouth, and his mouth is open about an inch and a half, and everything is blended for him. His pills are all crushed into his food. So he's special. And my boys hate when I say this, but he's special needs. He cannot pant like normal dogs. I have to keep the air cool in the house. I can't
Right.
walk him long because he
Right.
can't open his mouth like a normal dog. So there's a lot of medical stuff with him that people don't know.
Right.
Canine Rescue has just been there for me. It was, I didn't even want to go to them. It was another friend of mine who's involved in this too and she's the one that said, nope, if you're not going to do this, I am going to help you do this. And
Yeah.
because they won't come to you, you have to go to them. But
Yeah.
those are the two main ones right now. That
Okay.
there's War Dogs too. Um, but I don't know their link. They're
That's
another one.
okay. Just well, afterwards, we can always put those back up. And I was thinking about this. I, I don't know if you have a TikTok account. Which one? Let me just say this: that you told. Can I say your age? Are you okay if I say that?
Yeah.
Oh, stop! Because it amazes me. Because we were thinking we were maybe close to the same age, and I'm 49, and then you blow me away by saying you're 58. I mean, and I cannot believe that. But we talked about that you have great genes in your family from your mom. But I mean, Tammy, that you are the things that you do, and I, and have the energy. I look at 30, I didn't have the energy that I see that you have to do some of this stuff. Um, I I just adore you, and I'm so honored to be your friend, and I even though this is the first time we're actually talking to each other, I do consider you a friend because I just I watch you pour your heart out and offer encouragement to others and continue to tell your story along with other stories, and you're so supportive of taps in general and what they do, and then with Sirius too. I mean, taking that on, it's I have a deaf dog, and I say it's not, I call him special abled, because it's not a disability for him at all. But it's a lot more work with a special abled animal than it is with um, just as it is with a human. And but I love so much what you do. Let me while we're waiting on Andy, because I think we've got a couple more minutes. I would love to play. There's a lyric video that goes with Canine Brother. I've got my tissues in hand because I can't even with this. But I would love to play it so those who have not heard it can hear it. And then when we come back, hopefully Andy, I will be able to bring Andy in with us then. And let's see, let me make sure that I've got this up here the correct way. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to play the video and we'll be right back.
Josh was a young boy when the Twin Towers fell. He heard faithful stories that his family would tell. He swore right then and there, out of respect, he'd risk his life to serve and protect. His mama begged him not to leave the nest when he chose the Marines. Man, he chose the best. But 4 years later, in Afghanistan, his frontline partner was a dog, not a man. Now his canine brother still walks this earth, still sniffing out bombs buried in the dirt, in a fight for freedom that'll never die. His canine brother is missing him tonight. On night patrol, that fateful day, they came to a stream. Along the way, Josh picked up his best friend and he threw him across. A few steps later, one life was saved, one life was lost. Now his canine brother still walks this earth, still sniffing out bombs buried in the dirt, in a fight for freedom that'll never die. His canine brother still misses him tonight. and those Marines who were right there with him. They say he was a lion among men, a brother, a warrior, and a dog's best friend. Now his K9 brother still walks this earth, still sniffing out bombs buried in the dirt. In a fight for freedom that'll never die, his K9 brother is still missing him. Is missing him tonight. Still missing him. Still missing him tonight. Oh.
I still had us muted. Oh my gosh, because I'm a big baby. So I'm going to bring Andy on. I see he's there too. Hey,
Ladies.
Andy.
Hi, Andy.
Hey, Laura. Hey, Tammy.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm sitting here watching the video, and
I can't even with your voice, with the song, with the story. It's it's not awful. It's amazing. So I'm so glad you could join us. Please, the two of you. I just
Tammy, do you know, Tammy, how many times I have to tell the story about me singing that song the first time live ever? And it has to be right in front of Tammy. It has to be right in front of her. And that was the first time I'd ever sang it live. And I've sang it 10 million times since then. But the first time was Tammy and I were looking at each other, and you know, I'm on stage trying not to.
I'm losing it.
Trying not to cry a river, and Tammy's biting her lip, and you know, finally I lose it, and you know, that was one of the most emotional moments musically that I've ever been a part of in my whole career, was singing to Tammy, singing to that lady right there.
Andy, can you see Sirius in the background?
Is that serious? Okay, this is the first time I've ever seen Sirius. All right, so I've told everybody, all of my fans, I talk about it on my fan page all the time on my Monday night, Mondays at my place. I talk about Sirius and how he probably eats T-bone steaks. And he don't just have his own bed, he probably has his own room. So, all right, so how old is Sirius there?
He will be 13 on December 1st, so he's pretty old for a German Shepherd.
Okay.
I made sure he was laying in here.
That is great. That is great. Yeah. I see him. He's sacked out, it looks like. So tell me, Tammy, be honest with me. How spoiled is he?
He's pretty spoiled, but I don't think you know he has special needs.
Okay.
He deployed a second time after one more time after Josh passed with another Marine, and shortly after that he hurt himself. He got lockjaw. So he cannot open his mouth. He has plates in his mouth, and so his mouth is open, I don't know, about this much, so I can blend all his food, and he laps it up like water.
I did not know that. Well, now I feel like an idiot, because my biggest joke is that darn dog eats T-bones every day for dinner.
Hey, they're just blended up.
He could if he would if he could. He's on a special diet. He eats egg whites, Boost. He's on a fish food, dog food diet. But he's pretty spoiled. He has 2 beds in the house, and we just moved out of California to Arizona, so he's trying to get used to Arizona now. But he's doing good. He's such a love bug. Everybody that meets him, they look at him and they're like, "Oh my God, he's gonna bite me, but they don't know he can't bite.
Right. That is great. That is awesome seeing hang on 1 second. I want to get my cell phone and take a snapshot of the 3 of us. I say that the 4 of us. Hang on 1 second. I got to do this.
We can all just do a selfie here. Let's see how. Oh, I'll go this way, and I'll put my arm around you.
All right. So yeah, I got to get this. Hang on.
Here, Andy. Why don't I just give you the picture with? Let me give you with Tammy.
All right. There's me and Tammy. Now let me get Tammy in serious, real like a close up right there. Yeah. Got it.
Okay.
He's so lazy. I can't get him up to stand up. It's enough for him. I mean, he's a love bug. Everybody just loves him. And you like I was telling, the thing is people will not even know that you look at him and to realize that he was a bite and a bomb dog. He was
Right.
Those were his what he was trained for was biting and bomb.
Sure.
And now
Tammy, all the interviews I've done concerning Sirius, talking about Josh and you and of course Sirius, I have never gone without saying he went from this freaking bad canine warrior to probably the most spoiled dog the United States has ever seen in their life. Yeah, because I know if I had him, oh my God, yeah, me and him would be eating cream donuts every day. Every day. So all right, so you moved to Arizona. I didn't know that.
just a week ago.
Okay.
Yeah, California was just getting too much for me. So I moved to Arizona, and I was worried about Sirius because moving him out of the home that he'd been in, I adopted him over 4 years ago, but he seems to be doing fine as long as he's with me. No matter where I sit in the house, he is right. As you can see, he's right here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you've had him 4 years.
Yeah, I adopted 4.5 years now.
4.5 years. So would that come from the Marines? Who did you adopt him from?
Through the Marine Corps. I had started applying to after his last combat, or it wasn't a combat tour. He went on another deployment. It was on a ship on a MEU, and they were training other countries dog handling. After he got back from that deployment, that's when I started the adoption, and then he hurt himself. So, and I've been told just about a year ago that he almost died a couple times. I was actually supposed to get him with a feeding tube, so I was going to actually be feeding him through a feeding tube because they had never had a military working dog ever have this happen to get lockjaw, and so I would go back and forth from Camp Lejeune, and I would learn. I was showed how to feed him through the tube, and then they called me and they said, "Hey, University of so and so, they got something for him," and then they took the feeding tube out. He was down to about 40 pounds at one. He looked like a nasty old coyote at one point.
Sure. He looked homeless.
Yeah. But now he's up 80 something pounds and loving life. And as you can see, this is what we do most of the day.
That's what he does.
We go for walks in the morning. That's the highlight of his life.
So I have to ask you all. So Andy, I know how much pressure I don't know because I don't sing, I don't write. I know how much pressure it had to be to sing the song for the first time in front of Tammy. But how was it for both of you to write the song together, to share the story, then turn that into a song and bring Josh's story to life?
Well, I didn't have a part of writing the song. I think the song was being written by the time I was being affiliated and getting to know Taps. I was that last guy to ever jump into this and be asked to be a part of this project. And I wasn't real familiar with Taps until the middle of last summer. I did a couple of shows, like the Denver show, Tammy, about, and I think there was one more. And so, I'll let Tammy take it from there, but no, as far as taking it to life, that was my job in the studio. But that song had already been written by the time I had learned that, I had been asked to be a part of it, and I said yes. So go ahead, Tammy.
We were, like I said, they called me and said, "Are you interested in writing a song?" And it was country music, and that's what we love. So Taps actually flew us to Nashville, and they connected us. They gave us two songwriters that are, like you were saying earlier, it's a God thing. These two
Yeah.
are the most wonderful. It's Wood and Greg. They are the most one. They will be family forever. We sat in a room with them, me and Jordan, who could not be here tonight, but and wrote the song. And it was an emotional time because they had never met someone that had lost a fallen too. So, and then them hearing us talk about him, now they feel like they know Josh because of that. But we all sat and wrote the story together. It was a story made into a song.
Right, right. And Andy, I don't know. I mean, I said this to you before when we talked about the song, but and Tammy agreed with me when we were talking about you a minute ago if your ears were burning. But as much as I love you as an artist and as a human being, I don't think that there is another song out there that is more perfect for your voice and the soul that you put into the song to bring it to life. I don't think there's another artist that this song belonged to. I think it was a God thing that he was like, okay, but we're going to bring Andy in for singing this one. I just think I can't imagine anybody more suited for it. And I can't listen to this song without needing the Kleenexes. Because you just do give it a life, and give it this heart that I think only you can do.
Well, thank you. That means a lot. You saying that. There's a fine line between trying to get past the tears to be able to sing it and then singing it too many times to where it becomes old news.
Yeah.
There's a fine barbed wire fence there. And I told Frank Myers as we walked in, so this is going to be a tough one to record. I said, but I don't want to record this thing 20 times. You know, if I get a little emotional, or if I get scratchy, let's keep it. If it's too much, it's too much. But I don't want it. I don't want to be singing it as if I'm telling a story that I know very well. I still want to be singing it as if I'm telling you a story that I just learned myself.
Yeah.
So there's a fine line there, and I think that was my only concern was that, and so I think I sang it about 3 times, you know, and I went in there, and usually I'll sing a song, you know, as I'm working it up, and trying to get it exactly where I want it. Man, I'll sing a song 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 times, right. And then usually it's the 10th one that I like, you know, something like that. But on this one, I sang it 3 times, and I said, I don't really don't want to sing this song anymore in the studio because I don't want to be telling you an old story. I want to be telling you a brand new story.
Which let's not forget to mention, this song has been put in for Grammy it's considered put in for consideration for a Grammy nomination. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. So how exciting is that? And when will we know?
Powers that be. I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know either. I just got the news too, and I was like so excited, you know, that and Andy brought this to life. So we can only, I mean, we wrote it, but he brought it to life. So we can give him a lot of the credit, along with Taps for bringing us all together and bringing us together. Like I said, it's a God thing that he brought Andy to us and our songwriters and you know, all of them into our lives. So
yeah, it was a special things in the universe happen a lot of times, and us all getting together and doing all this whole movement of us doing this together is touched by Jehovah Jireh. It really is.
Yes, absolutely. And then also, we don't want to forget to mention, because Deborah Allen was on last night with Preston Brown's family, and she showed the vinyl. There's a vinyl for the Love Lives On album now, which I'm so excited about. I need to order mine because nothing sounds as good as it does on vinyl.
Yeah.
I think that's our ages too, though.
Yeah. I'm dying to hear it on vinyl.
Hey, Tammy, I think. Oh, do you? So, Tammy, I think you need to bring your vinyl. Let's all go to Andy's house and have a vinyl party.
Yes, I'll open up a bottle of wine, and I want there to be just a couple of scratches on it. It won't be right unless there's a couple scratches on it.
Okay, Andy, we're just going to get you a copy and do that with your copy. We're not going to scratch Tammy's up.
Yeah, heck yeah. That's fine.
You can buy it on Amazon. They're on Amazon, so.
I think we have. I think between the three of us, we probably know somewhere we can get a copy that we can put a couple scratches on it.
We know some folks.
Somebody said Monday night at Andy's. Yes, we'll do it a Monday night at Andy's.
We'll do it Mondays at my place. That's great. I'd love that.
We can do that. I cannot. I could sit here forever and continue to say the same things. I'll say it one more time while everybody's here. Tammy, thank you so much for allowing us as music lovers to hear Josh's story, for opening your heart and sharing that with us. Andy, thank you for bringing that to life. Thank you, God, for bringing this whole thing together and letting us take what is a tragic situation and bring some joy to people's lives with this music, which is what it does. It tells a story. It gives us some joy. It gives us some hope. And I'm so glad Sirius could join us too. If you all don't know, you can check out TAPS, which is Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors. I did it first.
Sirius is real excited too. Look at him. He's so excited.
He's so excited. The best guest I've ever had. He did
until I tell him it's time to EAT, and then he'll I can't say the word because then he'll spell it.
In all fairness, she did bring him over to the camera before we went live, and he was like, "What are you doing to me?" And then he laid back down. But you can go to lovelivesonmusic.com and hear all the stories and get the download all the music, see the videos. We're going to run all the lyric videos on Patriot Day on Friday. And I love you both so much. And I'm so glad and honored that you all took some time to spend with us today.
I appreciate it. You guys are wonderful. You guys don't know how much I feel so blessed for all of you you guys are helping me make sure that my son is not forgotten. TAPS, if it wasn't for them to bring this together, and that's what I'm going to live my last breath to make sure that my son's never forgotten.
Okay, yep. Andy, you need to write that song too.
Yeah. Well, that'll never happen, Tammy. That'll never happen.
Yeah, never.
Yeah, this is, like I said, this is a special in different corners for all of us. So anytime that you two are together, y'all let me know and I'll jump on. I thank Lisa for coming over here. I can't do this stuff by myself. I don't even know what Zoom is. And Lisa lives all the way.
Lisa, well, see, we're not even on Zoom.
Okay, well, whatever.
I know she. Last time we talked. Yeah. See, we're not even on Zoom, so I text Lisa. I'm like, is everything okay for Andy tonight? She's like, we're good. I'm like, okay. So,
yeah, and she lives all the way on the other
side. Tell you
what,
guys, don't go
here. But anytime y'all are,
you need to
be a part of it.
Did you buy her dinner tonight? Did you buy Lisa dinner tonight? So that she deserves dinner.
She does. I'm fixing to make her a tuna fish sandwich. I'm gonna give her some cereal. I'm gonna get some cream stuff. Give it to her like cheese.
Although, Andy, I will say you got the deers in the video this time.
Yeah.
In the interview, the deers are there this time. So
yeah, got a
good job.
My house is full of deer and turkey.
Hey. Hey guys, don't go anywhere. Hang on for me for just a second. You all make sure that you check out Griggs at andygriggs.com. He's on all social medias, Facebook, Instagram, official Andy Griggs. Tell him he needs to get us some new music out very quickly. But make sure you follow him. Make sure you keep up with Love Lives On Music. Make sure you keep up with Taps and keep up with all of our fallen soldier stories. This project is bigger than just the three of us sitting here, and it's something that we all need to make sure we invest in and pay attention to. So thank you all for being with us, and we'll be bringing you more tomorrow night. So take care, guys. Bye-bye.